There has been a huge new development on the front with Russia. The Cold War is back in a big way after NATO forces launched a sneak attack on 888 against Russia, which was real. They are now threatening preemptive nuclear attacks on Western Europe if any more of these attacks are launched or are prepared to be launched. The world is in the greatest danger it's ever been in, and it's just going to get worse from here. I'm going to break this down later. I have two guests from Copenhagen joining us, but let's get through your calls now. So Kevin and Mass, yes, they've ordered all the police, medical workers inoculated. The order says they can make the population take shots. Everybody started rebelling. New York rebelled. Their nurses rebelled. That got blocked at their Supreme Court level. All you got was an injunction. So now they're spinning it. I saw this in the news. Correct me if I'm wrong. That, now you've still got to take the shot. In land of the free, home of the brave, you've got to take the shot. Their asinine point is, well, you might get flu and give it to somebody else. But wait, the idiots that want it can take it and get the flu and die or get sick or get cancer. We know it's in there. We know it's on the insert. How, if you don't take it, how does that make somebody else sick who has taken it? But go ahead and make your point.
Well, my point was, Alex, is I want people not to give up because as you preach too, you have to stand up to get these tyrants to back down. And they don't want to admit the reason why they backed down is because we stood up. And now the temporary injunction, they used the reason, well, we backed off of this because, we didn't have enough vaccine to go around. So we want to focus on your little children and the elderly people. Meanwhile, you and I both know they want to kill our future and our past. So the mind-controlled mainstream people...
Yeah, they're dosing more than half the corn syrup products with mercury on purpose, washed in post. And, but they care about the children. Oh.
Right. And, if they eliminate the future and they eliminate the past, then they'll just have their mind-controlled, 25 to 45-year-old people here that can still work and be their slaves.
And now with the robotics going in and all the new high tech, Kurzweil and all the globalists say they don't want us anymore. That's the whole point. They want to cull us down to 5 to 15 to 20%. They debate that to a couple 100 million people. And then that's it. And we're just there for them to toy with. No, you're not our gods. You're not our masters, criminals. See, they just dress up like they're our authorities and say, we are your masters. We own you now. No, it's over, criminals. You're going to lose. I appreciate your call, Kevin. Let's go ahead and talk to Chris in Florida. Go ahead, Chris.
Well, Kevin just brought up the interesting issue of vaccinations, and I had the pleasure of interviewing William Maxfield, MD, who says that on my radio show, Liberation Station, and he says that subcutaneous injection of the vaccination serum is much more effective and requires about a fifth of the serum instead of the usual intramuscular, which causes more side effects and more inflammation. So if people,
it's not side effects. A side effect means they didn't mean it to happen.
Yeah, they're deadly. I would never take one myself. I just want everyone to understand that they're trying to give us the most deadly serum possible, and by intramuscular rather than subcutaneous injection. And I wanted to expand a little bit on. I called you on the weekend a couple of weekends ago about this atmospheric science program from the Department of Energy. Quoting the top, it says the current focus of the program is aerosol radiative forcing of climate. Makes for a very interesting read. Well, when you look at their logo at the top, it includes a human figure enveloped in the double helix DNA, and it just goes to show their true intention of trying to ruin our genetic structure and mutate us, and also spraying these heavy metals and toxins that they're spraying on us that we need to be aware of.
Yeah, let me stop you, sir. I haven't seen that particular document because literally in the last 3 years or so intensely, since the mid-'90s, I've been researching it. It's kind of like the JFK assassination. I get into it, and I've been making a film for 5 years. With chemtrails, I've had cameramen all over the country. I've got government documents. I've got videos of science firms at the UN admitting what they're doing to us. And that's the point, is I'm glad you called in about an actual document, because there's so many where they just admit they're already manipulating the atmosphere. So what are they talking about? Oh, we better have taxes or the atmosphere will deteriorate. When we actually look at what they're spraying, it does mess up our atmosphere. So they're messing up the atmosphere while meanwhile saying, get ready for big calamities. This is a big deal. But real fast, give me the name of that particular atmospheric manipulation paper by the Department of Energy. I'm familiar with, literally, you put in these terms, you get millions of papers and documents, and every major university involved and every major federal department involved in international treaties, and they're spraying us everywhere and poisoning the water and giggling and snickering. And I mean, it's so funny to them. And the news is now going, you may need drugs in the water to make you behave. So they're now introducing to the slaves, they're already drugging the water, but now they're letting the slaves know, like 10 years after the cell phones are used to track you, they now tell the slaves. Also, email that to showtips@infowars.com. All your government documents about chemtrails. We should just start posting a raw area of just the documents themselves instead of just telling people where the documents are. Give me the name real fast of that document again.
Do a web search for DOE, for Department of Energy, Atmospheric Science Program, or just go to www.asp for Atmospheric Science Program, .b as in boy, N as in Nancy, L as in Larry, .gov. And
no, I understand their site, but I mean, what's the particular name of this paper or this group? The Atmospheric Science Program.
Yes, and it was last updated November 12th, and it talks about cloud interactions, aerosol, and cloud-related research components.
I've seen that.
October, the Atmospheric Science Program and the Atmospheric Radiation Measurement Program. But, they know that they're messing with our DNA, and there are things we can do about it, like food-grade diatomaceous earth. And something I recently discovered is just amazing for so many things is Kangen water. Kangen water has just made a great difference in my life and many of my friends. It's a medical device in Japan and in Canada more recently. It's great for detoxifying, alkalinizing, energizing, and it's helped so many diseases and conditions. It has decades worth of research on it. I'll send you more information on that also, but that's just a very inexpensive cure-all.
All right, thanks a lot. I got to get to other callers. I really appreciate that call, Chris. Ron in Texas, go ahead.
Hello?
Yeah, buddy.
Hey, how you doing? It's great to talk to you again.
Good to talk to you.
Hey, I was just wanting to know, I just was in the middle of doing some stuff, and I heard bits and pieces of your conversation with Lord Monckton, and what he was saying about this globalization treaty thing of the Copenhagen. My understanding was that it's still in a stalemate. Is that correct?
No, they say that to make you stand down. It's a political trick. They're not going to be able to get, we hope, it looks like, by tomorrow night, a open treaty waiving everything to global government and establishing all of the taxes now. Instead, they're going to agree to an intergovernmental agreement to fund bureaucracies and so do it illegally. And Schwarzenegger has had meetings chairing the group of mayors and governors, that's AP, AFP, and Reuters, that he will lead a global group to bypass national governments and implement at the city and county level. Sir, that's already happening. I mean, the city of Austin is run by the United Nations publicly. I mean, they openly are run. The police are trained by UN programs. They have exchange programs. They have a former Special Forces commander who runs the environmental program. I mean, this is a cold-blooded group of people, and they know exactly what they're doing. And so, look, again, Schwarzenegger is just publicly announcing what they're already doing. They've got their operatives over all the major school districts, everything.
Yeah.
This is a takeover, sir. This is a infiltration.
Yeah, I'd figured that much. I just wanted to get a good confirmation on what he was saying, because like I said, the only way I can hear you is over the internet, because I only live like an hour away from where you're broadcasting, but for some reason I can't pick you up on a radio.
Where are you?
I'm in Killeen, actually.
You can pick up the show.
Yeah, I try, but I can't seem to find it for some reason.
You can pick it up. They carry, I think, 3 hours a day at 1330.
Okay. I'll see if I can find it
1330 comes in, clear as a whistle, where you live.
Great. I'll I'll try a different radio then.
Well, I mean, have you tried 1330?
What's that?
Have you tried 1330?
For some reason, I guess maybe in the area that I live, it's very hard for me to pick up some radio stations.
I mean, are you near power lines?
A lot, and I got a lot of Black Hawk helicopter traffic and longbow traffic. So.
Yeah, you may have some big government transmitters that interfere because for some reason 590 AM is a blowtorch that covers more than half of Texas.
Yeah.
And sometimes if I'm in one room of my house, it won't even come in there in the daytime when it's at full power. So AM's a weird thing. But listen, I appreciate your call. I'm going to jump because I got to get to this news before our guests come up. Thank you so much, Ron. Let's talk to Ron in Georgia. Go ahead, Ron.